Well, good morning. Welcome to another edition of Take 5. We are in Exodus chapter 23, and we're going to do 27 through 32. That's the end of the chapter. All right, so here we go. 27. I will send my terror ahead of you and throw into confusion every nation you encounter. I will make all your enemies turn their backs and run. All right, and what he's talking about there is that when they start going into the land, these nations are going to be afraid of them, and they're going to just take off. And so that's pretty cool. But remember, all this is conditional upon them following God and obeying Him. All right, verse 28. I will send a hornet ahead of you to drive the Hivites, Canaanites, and Hittites out of your way. All right. Now, I'm not exactly sure what that means, to be honest with you, send a hornet ahead of you. But here's what I know. I know that God says He's going to get all of these people, their enemies, out of their way. He's going to get them out. But watch, verse 29. I will not drive them out in a single year, because the land would become desolate and the wild animals too numerous for you. Little by little I will drive them out before you until you have increased enough to take possession of the land. All right, and what we see here is a principle of God that sometimes is hard for us to deal with. Okay, we want God to do things now, and we want Him to do them instantly. And usually with God, even when it comes to prayers, He deals in processes, and it takes a little while sometimes. And He's telling them, I'm not gonna do this right away. Okay, it's going to take more than a year. It's going to take a while. All right, but you be faithful over time, and little by little, you'll increase, they'll decrease. All right, and there's a spiritual principle there. Okay, you look at your life. When you first become a Christian, all right, and you just got baptized not too long ago. All right, you grow. All right, little by little, the stuff that used to be important to you of the world goes down, and the things of God become bigger. Little by little, the sin goes down, and God becomes bigger. Not that you've had that much sin because you're pretty young, but that's what should happen when you follow God. He gets bigger, and everything else gets smaller. And that's what He's telling His people it's going to happen with them if they follow Him. Verse 31, I will establish your borders from the Red Sea to the Mediterranean Sea, and from the desert to the Euphrates River. All right, now that's a big area. And I will tell you, they never did get all of that. The things that God promised them here, they never got them because they didn't follow Him all the way. However, one day they will. They'll still get this. Okay, when Jesus comes back the next time, the nation of Israel will be restored to all this. But then remember, that's just throw that over the top of your head there. I will give into your hands the people who live in the land, and you will drive them out before you. Verse 32. Now here's where they messed up. Okay, and we're not going to get into that now, but you look down the road, they did this. Do not make a covenant with them or with their gods. And Israel did end up making covenants with some of these people, and they messed up. Verse 33. Do not let them live in your land, or they will cause you to sin against me, because the worship of their gods will certainly be a snare to you. And see, God has reasons for things. We don't always understand the reasons, but the reasons He wanted them to get these people out is because these people would be a snare to the Israelites. And then what a snare means is a trap. Okay, these people, because they have different gods and different religious systems, would get the Israelites worshiping the false gods. And God didn't want that, so He wanted them to just get rid of these people so they would just be one nation worshiping Him. And, the practical application here, and this is what I want to leave you with, is just be careful of who your friends are. All right, you don't want friends that are going to take you away from God. You don't want relationships that take you away from God. All right, you want relationships that are going to encourage you in your walk with God. When eventually you start dating, you want a guy that's going to go to church with you and who tries to follow the Bible. And even the friends you have at school, and maybe they don't go to church with you, but they should be people that love God, or people that at least aren't going to get you doing things you shouldn't be doing, like smoking or doing drugs or things like that. Okay, I think you understand that. That makes sense. But that's what God was trying to tell his people. You need to get these people out so you can focus on worshiping me by yourselves. But they didn't do that. They started doing it, but then they went off course. All right, we're going to be in chapter 24 next time. So thank you for watching, and come back for the next edition of Take 5.